I have a question for the Free Palestine movement. What does Free Palestine mean? Free Palestine was a theme of several speeches at college graduations last month, including Harvard, NYU, Columbia, and this one at MIT.
You showed the world that MIT wants a free Palestine. Last spring, MIT's undergraduate body and graduate student union voted overwhelmingly to cut ties with the genocidal Israeli military.
But curiously, you know what word wasn't heard in any of those speeches? Hamas. Let's say that Israel stops the bombing in Gaza, returns to pre-1967 borders, lifts all blockades. Will Palestine be free if Hamas, which kills Palestinians who protest them, continues to lead Palestinians to ruin? Will Palestine be free if Hamas, which puts its own people in harm's way by building tunnels under schools, controls Gaza? Hamas's leaders are millionaires and billionaires who send their kids to foreign universities while sending missiles from Gaza and hiding in Qatar. So if Israel gives Hamas everything it wants, but Hamas leads, will Palestine be free then? What is the vision of a free Palestine? Does it look like Iran, whose government tortured and killed a woman for not wearing a hijab? Would you call that country free? Because the Islamic Republic, which controls Iran's government, gives Hamas weapons, money, and support. To be clear, Israel's government bears a major part of the responsibility for the horrific mass killing in Gaza because, of course, they are the ones dropping the bombs. But if the goal is peace for all peoples, then being pro-Palestine must also mean being anti-Hamas. Because a Palestine controlled by Hamas is not a free Palestine. You can condemn Israel's response to October 7th as disproportionate and also seek to remove what they're responding to. Now, I know that there are many of you who are pro-Palestine and anti-Hamas, but why aren't you louder? You realize that this isn't black and white, but the ones who aren't acknowledging that nuance are the loudest. Look, Israel has much of the power to stop this 77-year cycle of violence. Israel's leaders must recognize that Hamas is more than a political party. It's an idea supported by 37% of Gazans, and you can't bomb an idea out of existence. So the question Israel's leaders must answer is, what's next? You met a destructive force with destructive force. Your boundary has been enforced. So now, how can you be a constructive force? How can the Israeli government appeal to the self-interest of both Israelis and Palestinians? How can they work with their neighbors to help create a future so good for the Palestinian people that they would never choose Hamas again? But make no mistake, Palestine will only be free once it is free of Hamas. So the Free Palestine movement must do its part too. And to be clear, you can believe that one side is more to blame while vocally holding both accountable. Because this isn't about moral equivalency. It's about efficacy. For a year and a half, we've heard your critiques of Israel. But if you want to stop this cycle of hostility between both governments, then make sure that we can hear your critique of Hamas too.